A lot of people have asked me over the years to do a video on how I met Connie, and I've always not bothered because I don't think it's a particularly long or interesting story. But that's not going to stop people asking, is it? So partly because I like a challenge, I mean I'm with Connie, she's as challenged as they come, and partly because it fits nicely into the Ducky cinematic universe. Yes, there is actually a chronology to my stories and I have the playlist to prove it. I thought, why not? I've been meaning to make more short videos anyway because I suspect spending a month on each video is contributing to the voices returning. Do it. Hello? So I first met Connie not long after starting my new job in a video rental shop. I was at work enjoying a rare quiet day chatting with my co-worker Anna when somebody approached the counter to be served. So I decided to take this one and walked out to greet the customer. Hey, how can I help? The fuck? Hold on a second. Hey, you weren't visited by 3 ghosts on Christmas about 10 years ago, were you?
No, why?
Past you is standing at the counter.
Let me see.
No, you can't. I've seen the movies. If you interact with yourself, it'll tear the arse out of the space-time condominium and you'll become your own mother.
That's my daughter.
Damn it, we're too late.
No, you tit. That's my daughter, Connie.
Oh. Yeah, Connie looks a lot like her mother. She doesn't like it, she doesn't like to hear it, and she probably doesn't like hearing it in this video, but I don't know why. I think it's been really useful, especially at putting her mind at ease about her fear of aging.
Hey, do you think I'd still be attractive in 20 years?
Oh yeah, you'd still get it. Hey, what the fuck? So true, Anna, I got to know Connie a little bit from the brief chats we'd have whenever she popped in to see her mother. It wasn't a love at first sight type of thing that the media like to paint these things out to be to give little girls the fake impression of how romance works. We barely knew each other, I was in a relationship, and any chats we had were very surface level small talk kind of thing, so it wasn't really any more than, hey, what do you think of Anna's daughter? Yeah, she'd get it. Hey! Wait, who threw that? And that's how it stayed for quite a long time. Years, in fact. Just small talk and passing pleasantries. But life doesn't sit still unless you try to write not. And a lot had happened in those interim years. I moved in with the boys, broke up with my ex, turned into a man whore, got depressed that my life was going nowhere, decided I want to make videos for a living, quit my job, moved out of the gaff to go to college, moved to the city, hated that and the classes, got depressed again, dropped out and moved back home and got looking for a new job while I decided my next move. So it was Saturday night and I was living my life to the fullest capability of my finances, i.e. I was sitting at home eating slices of ham for a snack while I stared at the ceiling wondering where I went wrong in my life when I get a phone call. Hello?
Well lad, where are you?
I'm at home. Why?
Is there any way you can make it out tonight?
Nah lad, I'm skint.
Do you have enough cash for 1 or 2 pints even?
Lad, I'm so broke I couldn't afford to tip me hat.
Ah, fair enough. I'm asking because I'm out here in the pub with Lara, and there's a friend of hers there called Connie who was asking after you. She says you worked with her mother before.
Asking after me how exactly?
Well, from what I can gather she's keen on you and she was hoping you were out.
Oh. Well, shit.
Look, leave it with me. Myself and Lara look into it further there and see what we can find out.
Gran, cheers lad. I won't lie, I was a bit excited by this. At this stage I had spent a few years being an absolute hoochie, hopping from bed to bed and banging anything that wasn't nailed down. And something somewhere along the lines, something in me had changed. One day I thought, you know what? I'm tired of these no strings attached, meaningless bouts of hot, sticky passion with these perfect strangers. What I really want is to have somebody that replaces all my days off with trips to the furniture shop, and somebody who rolls their eyes at me when I look to be bounced off of more than once a week. I'm joking. I didn't know that back then. No, what happened was, I was fed up. I was fed up of putting in the time, the charm, the planning and everything else that goes into constant flings just to meet up to find out that the girl who promised to rock your world could barely rock your bed springs, or she has more red flags than a Soviet march, or she was big enough to have eaten the girl in the photo she sent you of her, and then you'd have to do it all over again for the next one. It was just exhausting, and deep down I knew I'd only ever truly be happy if I could trick somebody into loving me so I could slowly torture them with terrible jokes for the rest of their life.
Don't f***ing say it.
And that's 1 yen and 2 mattos every f***ing time. And from the brief chats I had with Connie over the years, she gave off girlfriend vibes. You know, emotionally stable, independent, down to earth, not insecure, attractive but not obsessed with her looks, didn't party often and so on. Men who have been around the block know what I mean. A girl you'd want to bang and talk to afterwards. Essentially the complete opposite of what I was looking for up until that point. That's simply why I hadn't chased her before. But now I was willing to give relationships another go and had a chance as somebody who seemed to be S tier in that division. So after a while I get another call from PJ.
Well lad, come here to me. We were talking to that Connie one about you, and she's definitely into you alright. So much so she's asked for your number and told us to pass her number on to you so you can text her whenever.
Fucking score. Funny that. I stopped looking for the easiest girls and ironically this was the easiest girl's number I'd ever gotten. Didn't even have to talk to her. That's the power of having a solid group of lads at your back, ladies and laddies. So I just text her there and then. I know there's a 3-day rule but I don't play those stupid games. And this is where the solid group of lads at my back bit me in the arse. Because the message I got back said, "Who's this?" Now, it was in fact her number, but what had actually happened was she had expressed some interest in me when I came up in conversation. That bit was true. But that was it. She wasn't asked any more about it, she wasn't given my number, and she didn't ask to pass her number on to me. Laura just already had her number and just sent that to me. So from Connie's perspective, it looked mental.
Oh yeah, I know Ducky. He seems nice. Anyway, what brings you out tonight? Weird. What? I think somebody's threatening me. I just got a message from a random number saying, I heard you've been talking about me.
Thankfully, it turned out she had a good sense of humour, so we were able to laugh about it. And the following week, we met up to get to know each other a little bit better by silently sitting in a dark room for an hour and a half. Okay, in hindsight, the cinema is probably not the best first date idea, but at least we did get a nice romantic first kiss in a drippy ceilinged car park. And we haven't looked back since. She lived up to the hype and I became absolutely cracked about her. And I haven't let her escape since. About the only real hurdle that took time to cross was her mother not being entirely thrilled about her daughter being with me. But honestly, I can't really blame her for it, because she was still working with me when I was going through my promiscuous stage, so every other week she'd hear me burst through the door at work and go, "Hey everyone, guess who got their wick wet last night?"
By who?
She said her name was... So yeah, there's the long-awaited story of how I met Connie. But if you don't like waiting, seamless transition, and want to help me directly, become a Patreon member. Whereas for little as €1, you can get these videos earlier and filthier than anyone else. See, Connie? Self-promotion. Another thing people don't mind when it's short.
Are you ever going to let that go?
It's not my fault your hands are cold.
What? Every night?
Well, there's only so much one man can do with a 10-man tent. Oh! Where did you even get that spanner?
I've been asking myself that very same question for the last 10 years.
Hey!